Hey, this is Jason from The Punisher, and you're with Chris Gordon from Hellblazers Biz.
Everybody, I have the immense honour of talking with Jason Moore at the moment, who is Curtis on The Punisher, one of my favourite characters actually. So, hey Jason, thank you very much for coming.
Oh, Chris, thank you for having me.
Oh no, I really appreciate it. I'm not joking actually. Curtis is one of my favourite characters because I think what it explores in the story arc and the storyline, which he does, is something that it should be put out there with the PTSD.
Yeah.
No problem.
Totally agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go into that shortly because I think it's a vital link and theme that Punisher does so well. But just like to sort of get to know you a bit better in the first time is what or who inspired you to become an actor, and what age were you when you decided this is what you wanted to do with your life?
It was later on in life. I mean, I was always like a class clown growing up. Always was the center of attention and seeking attention as a child, but it never really was focused in any specific way.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't focused in doing theater or going on the stage or anything like that. Though I had a little interest in it, it was never focused. I was always more of an athlete, and so I was running. I ran track all the way
right
into college, and it wasn't until a track meet my freshman year of college where I was on the bus cracking some jokes, and one of my teammates just said, "Hey, you know what? You should be an actor." And for some reason, that just resonated with me. And so right after that, I went back to my dorm and I proceeded to look up acting schools. And then I found this one in New York, and I made my mind up right then and there.
All right, cool.
I am going to be an actor. I'm going to acting school to be an actor. And I made my mind up right then and there, and I've stuck with it. And it wasn't always pleasant. It wasn't always good times, but I guess that's part of my personality traits. When I make my mind up on doing something, I go ahead and I do it. So I can't do it.
Yeah, fair enough. No, that's a good personality trait, especially in the acting world, because I mean, I've talked to over 100 actors now, and I think the common theme is what people don't seem to understand is there is a lot of hard work, and there's you need to be passionate about what you do, because there are a lot of rejections for everyone. Success, there will be a lot of times you haven't got the role, and it's a constant. You're constantly working, you're constantly auditioning, sending out audition tapes and stuff like that in the background, and you've got to be passionate about what you do. Otherwise, it can be quite easy to fall off that track. So that's a great. You have got a good ethos.
Absolutely, yeah. If it can't just be about the money, because that's not sustainable either. So something deeper has to be a part that's going to keep you going through those tough times, which are inevitable.
Definitely.
In this business.
Oh yes, definitely. I'm finding that I've been doing this 2 years now. I don't make any money from it anyway. Yet I've got a TV show idea for this, so watch this space. But it's definitely about the passion.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. Have you done theatre work at all?
Yes, I've done. I started in the theatre.
Okay, great.
That's where
it all
pretty
began.
much all my training was from. Yeah, that's where it all began.
Cool.
And so it was a very interesting transition, and another aspect of learning when converting to film or doing film. But it was still good nonetheless. I think that the theater background gave me the principles and the foundation to pull off some really deep, interesting characters for the film arena. So yeah, that was where I started.
Cool. Do you prefer theatre or do you prefer the on-screen? I ask everybody this, don't worry, because it's
well, I both. I think that for me, I'm gonna always have to go back to the stage because there's nothing like that. But I also need to pay bills, and so theater doesn't do that. And so you got to do some TV. You got to throw some TV in there. But yeah, going back to film is important. And trust me, all the great actors that I've spoken to, like Denzel and Ruben Santiago, they all said the same thing. It's like, find yourself back on the stage.
Yeah,
because it's going to rejuvenate your love and your passion for the craft, or else it can get quite dull. And so I'm going to take heed to their advice. These are guys who've been doing it way longer than I have, and they got a tremendous body of work. So I think it behooves me to listen to them.
Yeah, definitely. I was laughing actually because I've actually just spoke to Jordan Mahone, who was Isaac in your PTSD group in The Punisher as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about 2 hours ago. He said hello. He said, say hey from him.
Yeah.
He said pretty much the same thing about theatre as well. He said he loves the theatre, but you've got to pay the bills.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Excellent. So in the actual Punisher as well, now I alluded to this before, obviously with Curtis being one of my favourite roles in there, you lead the group of veterans who've got PTSD. Now, to me, that's one of the huge threads of the series that I actually love, because it brings it to a whole new generation of people that, you know, PTSD exists, and we send guys over there and we bring them back, and there's not enough, in my eyes, there's not enough support for them once they've come back. So to see it being pushed into the Punisher, and obviously there's different versions of PTSD. I mean, Curtis, he's lost his leg, so he's come back with physical injury, and then you can see the others with mental injuries that they've sustained from what they've seen and done. What kind of research did you do for the role?
Well, the part of the research that I did was the physicality. I feel like I can do. It's a physical thing. It's just getting your body into a physical thing. It's easy. What's more challenging, I'm going to say it's easy, but it's easier in comparison to understanding the psychological impact that PTSD has on a person. And so part of my research, I chose to focus on the short time that I had. I chose to focus on the mental state. And so I got to speak to a lot of vets who were injured. And I'll have you know that those guys who were in that circle were all real vets. All the people that weren't talking were all vets, and some of them had lost limbs, and they were right there on set. So I got to ask them and speak to them in a very personal way on how it affected their lives. What it meant to them coming back and not being the person that you were when you left, and coming back not all of your body parts, and not being the person that you were. And so I got to understand on a deeper level and got to appreciate more, because I didn't know and have that insight before, on how it affected their psychology. And that's where I got to focus and do my research. And again, I just added in that physicality later, but I wanted to get a solid understanding of the way it made them think and behave.
Okay, excellent. No, that's great. I mean, I think Jordan alluded to the fact that there were real veterans in there as well, which I found fascinating and thought was a really great thing to do, because who knows it better than the people, the real guys who did it. So yeah, I think that was a nice mix and a nice salute to the military and the those people who've gone out there. And I'd say the theme throughout the whole of the series, which is the top series on Netflix, I believe, at the moment. So congrats on that too.
Oh, thank you. I still don't know how I can find that information.
I got told that today as well. So yeah, no, that's fantastic. I mean, I literally just finished watching the last episode between talking with Jordan and yourself, because I wanted to make sure I finished it off, and I'm glad I did, because obviously you were in the final episode as well. And I loved how it ended. I mean, it's not going to be a spoiler for anyone, so I really do love how it kind of drew to a close as well for the series, with Castle coming in to the circle, which at the very beginning he was obviously standing on the outside of. It was it was a nice closure for that.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I've got some I mean, how did you find working with John, by the way?
Working with John was great. I mean, I gotta give it up to him, man. He's a great guy. He's easy to work with. He brings the intensity of the Punisher, like, straight into your face, and so you got to meet it. You can't not show up, right? Yeah. And then also just his leadership on set, where because Marvel is very corporate. John, sometimes corporate doesn't make the right decisions in terms of what needs to happen in the scene in the moment, right then and there. And if you didn't have like a lead actor like John, some things might slip through, and then the show may not be the best, because some cheesy corporate-y things slip through. But John's a good guy at stopping that and saying, hey, this is what requires this moment to be real. You got to do this. And so I'm very fortunate that a guy like John is at the helm on this, because that is really important. You may not know from the outside, but when you're on the inside, it's really important. And so again, I would say that we're very fortunate to have a guy like John on set. And then again, he's very easy to work with, and he wants to make the best possible product, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of people as well saying he is the perfect Punisher, and he is, because you're right. That intensity comes right across on screen as well, and that's what you need for that kind of character.
Oh yeah.
I remember getting the first ever edition of the Punisher comic back in 1980s when my grandma took me to the newsagent, or the local store in Newcastle when I was on holiday, and she was like, "What do you want?" I looked down, saw this guy in black with a huge skull and machine guns. I was like, "I want to read that." I think I was about 8 or 9 at the time. So it's a really, really good series. I've got some questions which have been sent in as well by fans, because that's part of what my show is. I reach out to fans and get their questions asked. So the first one is from a guy called Craig Woodcock, and he'd like to know, are you or any cast members set to attend any UK events next year? Or if you can't say that, would you like to? Like Comic Cons and stuff.
I'll definitely be in absolutely. I'll definitely be in some events, some conventions in LA. Definitely. I don't have those dates yet, but I would advise him to follow my Twitter, where I'll be making those announcements. And yeah, for sure, I'll be out there.
It'd be awesome, because we've got. There's a great Comic Con, Wales Comic Con. It'd be a great one to be too. But there's loads over here, so it'd be really good to see, if you do come over, I'll make sure I come and meet you as well to say hello. Lots of people would love to meet you.
And feel free to reach out to me if you know of any. Feel free to reach out to me and let me know. Hey, are you coming this one? And I can always pass it on to my peoples, and they can make arrangements if it works within the schedule. So
fantastic.
I don't know all the conventions over there.
Yeah, no, I do know of one which is really local to me, which is a fantastic one. They've just had the likes of Abraham in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I know you talking about.
They've had the likes of him, and so they've had Jason Momoa and stuff. So it's a good one. I'll drop that by Twitter to you. Excellent. So the next question is from Kaz Grindley, which is, what was it like starting a new show in a pre-existing and continually expanding shared universe?
Oh, I feel smaller and smaller every minute. Every new show that comes out, I feel smaller and smaller as the universe expands. But no, it's awesome. It's a great club to be a part of. The Marvel Club is a really good club to be a part of. They treat us really well. I think it's a dream job for a guy like me who read comics as a child, and then you get to play one. Mm-hmm. You get to play as an adult, and then a cherry on top is that you get paid for it. But it's a dream. It's a dream to be doing this, and I'm so appreciative of it, and it's awesome. I can't wait for more.
No, I can't wait now, especially with the news that you just said that the season 2 has been greenlit, which is awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
Can't wait for that. Excellent. I've got a question from Anna, who's Anastasia. She's in Russia. She'd like to say hi and greatest thanks for being a part of the awesome Punisher cast. She enjoyed all the chemistry between the heroes. Talking about Curtis, she loves your character being a light spot who had that terrifying experience but still believes in hope, forgiveness, and that people can have second chances. And obviously, she says he's the person trying to find the balance in an uneasy world, caring about people and his friends. Her first question is, what's the most attractive personality trait of Curtis?
I would say what's most attractive is that he's this big guy, but he's gentle and caring, and he genuinely wants to help people. And I mean, if you just think about a person like that, it's an awesome personality trait to have. And so when approaching the work, I consider that over every piece of dialogue I have. Is this staying true to one of the fundamental principles of Curtis's character? Him genuinely wanting to help people. And I would say that that's the most interesting one, because again, he is this big guy. He's scruffy at times, his face is bruised at times, but even through all that, he still is there to help people.
And it's a great character. That's what I mean. It is a fantastic linchpin character in the series like that as well. Also, Anna's asking, what was your most favourite scene with and without your participation?
Oh man, okay, cool. There's so many of them. I'll tell you one. There's that moment where there's that moment where Lewis nearly shoots his father, and I thought that moment was so gripping. Yeah, just the emotional work that Dan did, Daniel, who plays Lewis, did. It was gripping. I remember that as soon as I saw it, I called him and was like, dude, what a performance. And I was like, it got me so hyped for a story because it was so good. That was like one of my favorite ones that I wasn't a part of. That I was a part of, all of them, but I would say again, like that fight that me and Lewis had, it was great. It was awesome to shoot. I love the way it turned out. I had some concerns when we first started, but what I saw was, and it was like shooting it was fun, and the way they designed it, it's just all that went into that little fight, that little moment was a tremendous amount of work, and so many people contributed to it. But it was great. That would probably, I would say that it was like me getting beat by my own leg was one of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was a very intense and emotional scene as well, because obviously everyone loves Curtis, and seeing how, you know, how he'd been turned, and how the PTSD had affected him to come and attack Curtis like that was just like so it was a really, really cracking scene. Okay, sort of help wrap it up now, because I know you've got to go on. I believe you got, what's AnthemOne? I've seen that on your Twitter, and I'd like to know more. Tell me quickly about AnthemOne.
Yeah. So I'm a partner with this light company, and our first product is AnthemOne, which is a light system that I intend or hope will replace plenty of lights on film sets. And so information about that, but we're finally ready to launch, and we shot some demo videos of how the light works and what it can do, and it's a really solid piece of equipment, and I'm very proud of it, and I can't wait to show it off. I've been trying to juggle the two, just dealing with Punisher stuff and AnthemOne stuff, but yeah, there's going to be more things rolling out with that, and people are going to get their hands on that. They can see what this thing can do. But it's an awesome device. It's lightweight. It's magnetic. It can replace those big lights you see on film sets. So the footprint on a set is going to be way smaller. They're mobile. They're battery operated, so you don't need to plug them in anything. So you can shoot in remote places and have as many, and pretty much the brightest light on the market.
Cool.
And it's almost science fiction what this light can do. And so I can't wait for more information to come out about it, so people know more about it.
Yeah, no, that sounds really good. Breakthrough in technology, brilliant.
Yeah, that's part of my entrepreneurial spirit that I always have to. So.
Fantastic. Always good to have that second idea strain going on.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. The last question I've got for you, which is my it's a signature question. Basically, I had a guy called Mike Quinn on my show last year. He played Nine Numb in Return of the Jedi in The Force Awakens. And he was also worked with Jim Henson for 30 years. So I got asked this question of him, and I thought I'm going to ask this to everybody because I thought it was a great question. If you could have a Muppet made after you, what character would it be most like?
Oh my gosh! Oh, I'm scrolling through it. And let's see here.
Impressions are allowed.
Yeah, and this is crazy. It would have to be a mixture between, what's his name? The trash can, the one in the trash can.
Grover? Is it Grover? Yeah, it's Grover, yeah.
Grover?
The green one in the trash can, yeah. And, Grover.
Yeah. And Gonzo. It would be a mixture of those two.
Nice.
And it only because I used to laugh so much with the trash can. He wasn't the biggest character, but I used to laugh so much with his depression and how he had just slunk right back in that trash. I thought it was hilarious as a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, Oscar the Grouch. Oh no, it's not Grover. It's Oscar the Grouch. That's him, Oscar the Grouch. No, he's yeah. No, he's brilliant. I can't think of. I'd never. All I've got is here. Jason. It's Kermit here. That's. About as good as mine. I've got a Yoda as well, but I'm not going to give you the repertoire. Don't worry. In finally wrapping before I stop recording, is there anything you'd like to say to people who listening to this?
Hey, I would like to say thank you guys. And look, you guys are out there in the UK, Germany, and different places out there in Europe. I'm going to come see you guys. I want you guys to. I would love to meet you guys. I have really good fun and joy when I get to see the fans out there. So I'm coming, and I want you guys to know that.